Please.
Brian Haydad, Bulldog Sports Radio. Des, you've been at MSU for 5 years. You've had 4 different defensive coordinators. As a player, just describe that process to us, how it is changing systems from year to year, and how comfortable do you feel in Todd Grantham's system now?
I feel very comfortable in the system I'm in now. And changing defensive coordinators throughout the years, yes, it has its downs, but it has its ups too. You know, you're going to have different guys that come in and teach you different things, so you're not learning the same exact routine every year. So it's been fun. It's been a roller coaster just adapting to each different defense and learning how to play each one.
Front row, left side.
Des, Ben Baby from the Dallas Morning News. You played quarterback in high school, transition over to linebacker. What was that transition like for you, and kind of how did you end up making that successfully?
It was fun, you know. Jeff Collins recruited me, so when he brought me in, he eased me into the transition kind of easy. So it wasn't really a tough, so it was easy.
Are there certain skills that translate back and forth?
You know, skills in football, you can be found all around the field, you know, with leadership and speed and physicality and all that.
Front row here, right side.
Michael Braden from Saturday Down South. Your quarterback, he just seems to surprise people with how fast he was, especially early in the season. How long did it take you to realize how quick he was on the practice field?
Probably from day one. You know, Nick has always been a speedy guy. You know, he probably wouldn't win against me in a straight-up race, but you know, he can pull away from people easily.
And also on the right side, back row.
What's the biggest difference so far? You only have one spring with him, but between Peter Sermon and Todd Grantham, what's the biggest difference in their coaching styles?
I mean, it's not a huge difference because, you know, defense is defense and it's going to be played the same way. We all have the same goal to stop the person with the ball. So, I mean, it's just a different feel and a different demeanor on the practice field each and every day.
Right side here, third row.
Jim Johnson, Southern Pigskin. How have you seen Nick progress over the spring?
How have you seen Nick progress through the spring?
You know, we've all gotten better and worked hard every day. And Nick, you know, he just comes out every day with a positive mindset, ready to lead and ready to put the work into the strive and be better than he was last season.
Front row here on the left side.
Dan Matthews, GridironNow.com. A couple of your junior college transfers were former Georgia players. What have you seen from Chauncey and from Jonathan?
Chauncey and John have been great. You know, they came in from day one, ready to work, ready to give everything they had to our team, and it's just been wonderful just having them guys around, because you know that ever since they transferred, since they stepped foot on campus, they've been leaders of our defense. So it's gonna be fun to watch them play this year.
Follow up.
When they've been leaders, is it just in terms of knowing the scheme, even though they didn't play for Coach Grantham at Georgia, just knowing what's expected of that 3-4?
I mean, not just the scheme, just, you know, when it comes to spring conditioning and spring workouts and spring training, you know, they've always pushed themselves to work as hard as they could. So it's never really been, not really just about playing defense, so to speak. It's about how they carry themselves on and off the field.
Left side, second row.
When you face a dual threat quarterback, what makes him, in particular, a guy like, say, Jalen Hurts, so hard to defend against?
Just knowing that you have to drop back in coverage and being able to drop back in coverage and keep eyes on somebody that's mobile, that can move around on the field is tough. But you know, we just have to find a way to get it done.
Any more questions for Des? Right side in the corner.
It says a lot about you, as much injury as you've battled. What's kept you positive when you've spent so much time on the shelf?
You know, my mom and my sister and my whole entire support system has always had my back and always been behind me through everything, no matter what ever happened. So I've always depended on them. They've always kept me going, always pushed me to go even further, and always come back from injury.
And then right side, last row.
Molly Walsh with the Tuscaloosa News. So I noticed in the lobby somebody asked you to sign their arm, and you hesitated, but then you did it.
Yeah.
Is that the most unconventional thing somebody's asked you to sign?
No, because that's like, well, unconventional probably, but that's, you know, that's a long time family friend. Like, she's kind of like my aunt. Her and my mom are extremely close. They talk and tight. They talk about everything, so I had no problem doing it.
What's the most surprising thing anybody's ever asked you to sign?
Surprising. That might have been it. That might have been the top one so far.